Good morning, I'm Maddie Jansen, and this is the podcast of 17 News at Sunrise. It's everything you need to know to start your day in about 15 minutes.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning. Right now at 5, reopening Kern County. As the governor listens to requests to loosen restrictions, county supervisors will meet this morning to go over whether Kern meets the new criteria. What the health department says about where we stand coming up.
I have 6 firefighters down.
The frantic calls for help after an explosion at an LA smoke shop over the weekend, and why the fire captain says the situation could have been worse.
The Kern County Fair Board meets just weeks after a dire warning that the fair could shut down forever amid budget concerns that go beyond the pandemic. We'll have the encouraging update from last night on this Tuesday, May 19th, 2020.
Good morning, 5 a.m. Great to have you with us this morning. I'm Maddie Jansen, anchoring from my home. Alex Fisher in downtown Bakersfield, Kevin Schrett in southwest Bakersfield. I don't know about you guys, but I'm freezing this morning. I usually like sitting next to this window because I get to see the sun come up, but right now it's making me pretty cold. What's going on?
Yeah, it's pretty chilly across Kern County for sure. I mean, even this morning as I opened up the door to get some fresh air, noticed that I definitely needed a light jacket this morning. But the question is, will things change? Of course, we are in the later part of May, Kev.
Yeah, we'll enjoy this while we have it because, like a light switch, it will all change. And if you were out and about yesterday evening, you saw a beautiful sunset and you were seeing some rainbow activity throughout the evening. I saw 2 sets. This is from my backyard and just expanded over the sky. It was just beautiful. And we picked up some rain yesterday. In the past 24 hours, 0.14 of an inch of rain out at Meadows Field. Some areas picked up less than that, but out at Meadows Field, that's what we have in the gauge right now. It was also a warm day. I talked yesterday how it would be warm and be a little bit muggy. In fact, yesterday's high was 78 degrees. So that was pretty warm, even with the rain showers that we were seeing. We should be right around 84 this time of year, and our record of 102, that was set back in 2009. So it was definitely a warm day for everybody. As we take a look right now around Kern County in the satellite radar, you'll see here not a lot happening. I know there's a few little showers out of the Tehachapi area that just moved on through. I know Maddie was talking about that before we just came on air. And things are starting to quiet down. But we are going to see a chance of maybe a repeat of some isolated showers today and maybe even a thunderstorm developing. 55 out there in Bakersfield at this time, a north-northwest wind at 6 miles per hour. And as we take a look at the day here, I'm going to keep a 20% chance in all day long here. And you can see as we progress into the afternoon, we may see an isolated thunderstorm. We're looking at 71 by 3 o'clock, so a little bit cooler today. 39 in Tehachapi. So, Maddie, you talked about the coolness. Well, there you go. It is in the upper 30s currently. A northwest wind at 18, visibility at 3 miles. And as we take a look at the hour-by-hour forecast here, I'm going to keep a 20% chance of a shower thunderstorm in there for you as well throughout the afternoon. And it's also going to be a pretty breezy day, so keep that in mind with temperatures into the 50s. I'll have much more on your forecast. That's coming up in just a little bit, but for now, we'll send it back over to you.
All right, Kev, thanks so much. Now to the latest on the coronavirus here in Kern County. There are now 1,547 total positive cases. There have been no new deaths reported in the last 36 hours. Kern's death toll stands at 25. And half of those deaths are from the Kingston Healthcare Center, a local skilled nursing facility. 976 people have recovered from the virus, and more than 12,000 tests have come back negative. Meantime, more than 1,500 tests are still pending.
Kern County says deaths from local nursing home facilities are skewing our numbers upward and making it harder to reopen. Out of the 25 coronavirus deaths reported so far, a majority, 52%, come from nursing homes. 12 residents have died at Kingston Healthcare Center and 1 at the Orchards Post-Acute Center. Now, Kern Public Health says it's being proactive in preventing more deaths at these facilities by testing. Kern Public Health already tested 70 employees at Valley Convalescent on Friday and staff at San Joaquin Nursing Center yesterday. They plan to continue testing there today. But how will the county pay for it? Officials say it's coming out of their own pocket for now.
We are going to try to seek reimbursement for all that we do. It should come from the skilled nursing facility itself, but I'm going to view that as a secondary issue. I want to get in there now, and I want to identify those cases early, and we'll deal with reimbursement later.
And a reminder, there are at least 9 state and county-sponsored testing sites spread across Kern County. These sites have dropped the screening criteria, so anyone who wants a test can get one. You can schedule appointments on the county's website. That's kerncounty.com. The county says state sites will bill you if you have insurance. You can find all of this information on our website, kget.com.
Kern County could be on the fast track to reopening. Yesterday, Governor Gavin Newsom announced he is loosening the rules that dictate when counties can move further into phase 2 of reopening. County supervisors will meet this morning to discuss reopening certain businesses like dine-in restaurants, in-store shopping, and even schools. But before anything else can happen, Kern County must first meet the following criteria. Kern cannot exceed a 5% increase in COVID-19 hospitalizations over the previous week and have no more than 20 new hospitalizations within the last 14 days. Data from the state shows Kern had 6 new hospitalizations over the last 2 weeks. That is a 20% increase from the previous 2 weeks. Kern must also meet one of the following guidelines: no more than 25 people diagnosed with COVID-19 per 100,000 residents over a 2-week period. Data from the state shows 56 people per 100,000 Kern residents tested positive in a 2-week period.
We are very excited that the governor appears to have listened to our arguments and has come our way. It's going to help many, many other counties in California too, apparently. So we're very excited, and we think there's a good prospect that we're going to be able to move much closer to reopening our businesses after tomorrow.
Kern says it is meeting the governor's criteria, but added the County Board of Supervisors must first certify the health department's evidence proving the county qualifies. That could happen during this morning's meeting. The state will then need to review the data before officially authorizing Kern to move forward. Governor Newsom also said he expects hair salons, walk-in shopping, and houses of worship to reopen across the state within a few weeks. The same goes for sporting events without spectators. He says he wants counties to go at their own pace, and if there's a spike, he wants to be able to reinstate restrictions. Still out of the conversation for now is gyms, tourism, and entertainment venues.
The time now is 5:07, and speaking of entertainment venues, an unusual business in Bakersfield reopened this week, and it's a local strip club. Deja Vu Showgirls off Golden State Avenue made the announcement on Twitter yesterday, saying it's open for safe, healthy fun with new hours of 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. The tweet did not address how social distancing guidelines will be followed on the premises. California state guidelines list entertainment venues as opening in stage 3. The state and county are currently in stage 2.
And that brings us to today's 17 interactive feedback poll. We're asking you today, should entertainment venues be allowed to open at the same time as other businesses in phase 2? You can call or text us at 661-888-4617. Press 1 if you think yes, they should. 2 if not. You can also text, tweet, email, or Facebook your comments. Once again, our interactive feedback phone line is 661-888-4617, and we'll air some of your comments and results coming up at 5:30.
Well, during today's Kern County Board of Supervisors meeting, the board will discuss the economic fallout from the COVID-19 pandemic on the county's budget. Analysts say tax revenue losses could be anywhere from $39 to $72 million. Supervisors will examine the anticipated disruptions to their current spending plan. The county will consider several steps to cut costs, which could include a freeze on hiring and promotions. These recommended actions are based on the idea that the impact from COVID-19 will have a limited recovery period. The county plans to use $25 million from the Federal CARES Act to help small businesses. County officials say they've been working with a team of local banks and credit unions to create a new lending program. It's similar to the federal Paycheck Protection Program, offering forgivable loans to small businesses that use most of the money to pay employees and their bills. But the county says the local program will offer more flexibility.
The Kern County Fair will go on as scheduled, at least for now. At a meeting last night, the Fair Board said it will not run out of money by next month like they thought originally. Last month, the board announced it could run out of funding as soon as June 1st. Annual fairs in Los Angeles, Ventura, San Diego, San Bernardino, and San Mateo counties have all been canceled this year because of COVID-19. Right now, the Kern County Fair is scheduled for September 23rd through October 4th. Board members stressed the importance of having a Plan B in place in the event that the traditional Kern County Fair will not be able to take place.
The time now is 5:10 and happening today. People in Porterville plan to protest to get businesses back open. That's according to the Porterville Recorder. It will be held today at noon in front of City Hall. Businessman John Harden organized the protest. He said in a letter to city officials that Porterville needs to support local businesses and Governor Newsom's restrictions are unconstitutional and unfair. In your 17 Crime Watch this morning, an intense search continues for a man who fired 20 to 30 rounds into an apartment in North Bakersfield, wounding 5 teenagers. We first brought you the story as breaking news yesterday morning here on 17 News at sunrise. Police were called to the Santa Rosa apartments on West Columbus near O Street. When they arrived, they found 5 teens had been shot. 2 18-year-old men, 2 17-year-olds, and 1 17-year-old boy. They were all taken to the hospital where they are stable. According to police, someone had fired about 20 to 30 rounds from outside a window into an apartment. Neighbors we spoke with say they're not exactly surprised this happened, and they're worried about that unit specifically.
I always observe a whole bunch of kids partying, like posted up every day. You know what I'm saying? They be out in the front, on the stairs, over on the other side where the other tenants be, just chilling, having a good time, partying. I never see no adult.
Bakersfield police say they've been called out to this apartment 7 times since the beginning of the year. We reached out to GSF Properties, who owns the complex, and they refused to comment. The shooter is still on the run. If you have information, call Bakersfield Police at 327-7111.
Still to come this morning on 17 News at Sunrise, we continue our salute to local outstanding seniors, as it remains unclear if they'll ever get to the graduation they worked so hard for.
We'll introduce you to a local valedictorian and find out what propelled him to the top. Welcome back. The time now is 5:22. Seniors across the country are wondering if they'll have a graduation, honoring their accomplishments. At 17 News, we want to pay tribute to them and their hard work. 17's Nicole Gitsky has more on a remarkable senior from Liberty High School whose love of music continues to inspire him.
Juggling a busy schedule can be difficult, but for senior Jared White, he makes it look easy.
Just maintaining the 4.5 GPA, taking college level courses, and being number 1 in his high school senior class. I mean, that's just awesome accomplishment.
Jared will be graduating as the valedictorian for his class, along with being a part of band. For him, staying on top of it all was something he was always determined to do.
I try to think of what I'm going to get out of it, what I'm learning, and so if I push myself to want to do it.
But it's not just his motivation in the classroom. Jared is active in band and has been for the past 7 years.
Band's played a big role in my life, and the stuff that I've learned from it, I want to be able to keep going throughout my life.
He's been taking private lessons since 6th grade as he continues to perfect the trumpet.
It's given me more appreciation for the music that I might hear in an everyday, in a sense, when you're watching a film, watching a show.
This fall, Jared will attend Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, where he will major in mathematics and continue playing his trumpet. For Jared's mom, she's excited to see what other amazing things he'll accomplish.
I want him to be happy and healthy, period. Whatever that may be, as long as he's happy and healthy, I am behind him 100%.
In Southwest Bakersfield, Nicole Gitsky, 17 News.
And if you have a senior who you would like to be honored, send an email to 17news@kget.com. The time now is 5:36, making news across the nation, and now to President Trump's unexpected announcement that he's taking an unproven drug to prevent getting COVID-19.
NBC's Tracy Potts has more.
And all I can tell you is, so far, I seem to be okay.
President Trump with the stunning revelation that he's been taking hydroxychloroquine, 1 pill a day, for the last week and a half under a doctor's care. The White House physician saying the potential benefit outweighed the relative risk. Clinical trials found it doesn't work.
Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but if it doesn't, you're not going to get sick or die.
The FDA warns against it, except for the sickest hospital patients.
Doctors in particular stopped using it because we're saying, it doesn't seem to work that well, and it does have these issues with the heart arrhythmia. That's a big concern.
Reaction on Capitol Hill.
Reckless, simply reckless. He's giving people false hope.
Today, the Senate hears from Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin and Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell on whether the $2 trillion spent so far on the economy is working. Democrats want $3 trillion more.
Our states and localities are going to have to either raise taxes, cut services, or both, unless they have an infusion of cash.
The 1,800-page doorstop that Speaker Pelosi dropped last week was appropriately greeted as the legislative equivalent of a stand-up comedy.
A stalemate as America begins to see more crowded bars and beaches and mixed caseloads. Stable in Colorado and Georgia, dropping in Illinois, but the biggest spike yet Saturday in Texas. A vaccine could help. Preliminary results from an experimental vaccine by the biotech company Moderna found it safe for 45 patients. Tracy Potts, NBC News.